This is homework 17, the last two questions, 19 and 20. Question 19, we've got fractions. First thing I'm going to do is eliminate these fractions. So what is the LCD here? What is the smallest number that 3, 9, and 3 all divide into? How about 9? Now, we're going to multiply every single term up here by 9. So I'm going to write the 9 in front of this one, in front of this one, in front of this one. So let's do that. So we will get 9 times 1/3 x squared equals 9 times 8/9 x minus 9 times 2/3. Now all those denominators will drop out. 3 into 9 will go 3 times, so I get 3 times 1, right? 3 times 1 is 3, x squared, equals, 9's cancel, or they divide to 1. So I just, 1 times 8 is 8x, and then minus 3 into 9 is 3 times, so I get minus 3 times 2 is 6. Now it's quadratic. Let's get everything on the left side. So I'm going to subtract, I'm going to add. So I'll get 3x squared minus 8x plus 6 equals 0. So let's substitute these numbers. We'll get x is equal to negative b. Now be careful here. Down here at the bottom, b is negative 8. So think of this as the opposite of b. The opposite of negative 8 is 8. But I'm going to write it this way. I'm going to write everything. The opposite of negative 8 plus or minus the square root of negative 8 squared minus 4 times a is 3, times b, which is 6, all over 2a, 2 times 3. So it's just a bunch of arithmetic. X is equal to negative 8, that's positive 8, plus or minus the square root of, negative 8 squared is 64, minus 4 times 3 times 6, okay? Negative 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Negative 12 times 6, negative 72. Do it on your calculator if you need to. All over 6. X is equal to negative 8 plus or minus. Now, 64 minus 72 is negative 8 over 6. We're getting there. X is equal to negative 8 plus or minus. Now, what can you do with this negative 8? 8 I know is 4 times 2. Square root of 4 is 2. So I'm going to write this as 2i square root of 2 all over 6. Do you see it? Square root of negative 8 is, take the I out, 4 times 2. This is I times square root of 4 times square root of 2. Square root of 4 is 2, so I'll get 2i square root of 2. Now, I can reduce. In the numerator, in this top, I've got an 8 and a 2. 2's in common. So I'm going to factor that out. So what have I got? Got negative 4 plus or minus. Now, there was a 2, but we removed it. So it's gone. So I get I square root of 2 all over 6. Now, this 2 and 6, 2 will go into 2 once. We'll go into 6 3 times. So I'm left with this. X is equal to negative 4 plus or minus I square root of 2 all over 3. That is our solution. Two numbers there. Do you see both numbers? Negative 4 plus I square root of 2 over 3 and negative 4 minus I square root of 3 over 2. Question 20. Look what we have here. These are binomials, so I'm just going to make these multiplications. I've got an a minus 2 here. No a minus 2's over here, so I can't factor anything out. So let's just go ahead and square the binomial. So starting with this one here, how do you square a binomial? You square the first term. You multiply the two terms together. A times negative 2 is negative 2a, but then you double it. Negative 4a, and then you square the last. Now, negative 2 squared is positive 4. Now, let's take a look at this one right here. Multiply all the way through. So what are we going to get here? First and first, all right? So first and first, a squared. Now what's the outer and inner product? outer product is negative 1a, inner product is 4a. So negative 1a plus 4a is plus 3a. And then the last and the last, 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. That's all equal to 1. Let's fix up the left side here. Here's what we got. A squared plus a squared. I got 2a squareds. Negative 4a plus 3a is negative a. And then 4 minus 4. Oh, that's nice. 4 minus 4 is just gone, so that's a 0. That's equal to 1. This is quadratic. Let's get the 1 on this side. So subtract 1. 2a squared minus a minus 1 equals 0. I'm going to use the quadratic formula on this one. So a, now this, unfortunately, this a is not equal to that a, right? Not equal to that a. So a is 2. That's a is the coefficient of the squared term. Coefficient of the squared term is 2. B, coefficient of the linear term, first degree term, is negative 1. Right? There's a negative 1 there. And C is that negative 1 also. All right, so here's what we'll have. A, usually x, but a in this case, as that's our variable, is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So let's substitute these numbers in to our formula. So we will get a is equal to, all right, negative b. All right, now that's negative, b is negative 1, plus or minus the square root of negative 1 squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is negative 1, all over 2 times a, 2 times 2. In the numerator, a is equal to, right here, opposite of negative 1 is 1, plus or minus the square root of, now, negative 1 squared is 1. And over here, minus 4 times 2 is negative 8, times negative 1 is plus 8. All over 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, a is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 9 all over 4. How about a is equal to 1 plus or minus 3 all over 4. Now here's what this really is. It's a is equal to 1 plus 3 over 4 and then 1 minus 3 over 4. So here we'll get, see what you get? 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 divided by 4, I'll do it. 4 divided by 4, and over here you get 1 minus 3 is negative 2 over 4. So we're going to be left with a is equal to 4 over 4 is a 1. Negative 2 over 4 is negative 1/2. And this brings to an end homework set 17, questions 19 and 20.